This is Ag Matters PM from the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network, brought to you by the Iowa Soybean Association, your source for the latest Iowa ag news headlines right here in the heart of the heartland. With reports from our award-winning team of Dustin Hoffman, Riley Smith, Mark Magnuson, and Andy Peterson. Now, from the IARN studios in Des Moines, here's Dustin.
Good day, everyone, and welcome to Ag Matters PM from the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network, coming to you from Commodity Classic at the Mile High City in Denver, Colorado. I'm Dustin Hoffman. Coming up later on in the program today, we're going to talk with Sam Trainor of agmarket.net. We'll catch up with him on the floor and talk about what happened in the closing markets. But first, yesterday, I had the chance to visit with Iowa Corn Growers Association President Swanson, talking about some of the priorities they're bringing to the delegate meetings coming up on Tuesday. Talk a little bit about what's going on with the meetings and what the priorities are for the Iowa corn growers that you're bringing here to this convention.
Yeah, it really starts from a grassroots level back in Iowa. Our local members come up with policy suggestions, and we vet those through our committees and state grassroots summit. If it's national in nature, then we bring those forward. So we brought 3 resolutions to NCGA delegate session today. We talked about a couple of them this morning. One was dealing with trying to develop a relationship for agriculture at the U.S. Treasury because of the implementation of tariffs and tax programs and credits like 45Z. So that one we voted on and got passed. We also talked about creation of research and product advancement of bio-based products, including fuel, fabric, plastics, all of those kind of things. So we still have one, that one passed also, and we still have one to debate on Tuesday related to some pesticide labeling issues.
All right, so now that you guys have had that discussion, now what's that next step on Tuesday with that whole meeting?
Yeah, so we'll ratify the entire policy book again after we complete the ones that were brought forward. And so those are the key priorities for us to work on until July. So we get another opportunity in July to have another Corn Congress and debate other issues that might come forward. We're also talking about critical issues here for us, like year-round E15 that we hope to get included in the continuing resolution here in a few weeks. Trade policy, tariff discussions, all of those things that have come to the forefront during the new administration.
So now for Iowa farmers, what kind of things do they need to know and your members need to know about both the things you're bringing forward, but also the things that are being talked about from other members as well?
I think the biggest thing that we want to share is the value of your membership, that every single idea that starts in Iowa has the potential to impact your farming operation and the corn industry as a whole. So we really want to share the message of the power of corn and working together, and then we can see how the policies are implemented, both at the State House and in Washington, D.C., but those key things from working together.
So what kind of things also, when we talk about state, obviously the legislative session going on, what other things are you guys talking about there that you're bringing that are maybe being influenced by what you hear here or things that are being talked about?
Yeah, one of the key issues that we're working on in the Iowa legislature is related to the Grain Indemnity Fund. And we know that the agriculture is at a critical point here in terms of return on investment and profitability. And so shoring up the Grain Indemnity Fund and knowing that that protection is there for farmers is important. We're also looking at some other issues related to the environmental practices that we do on our farms.
All right. Well, Stu, we'll be catching up with you after that final meeting on Tuesday to find out how things went. Appreciate your time here today.
Thanks so much, Dustin.
That again was ICGA President Swanson. We're going to take a short break now and hear from our sponsor, the Iowa Soybean Association and the Soy Checkoff. When we come back, we'll be on the floor with Sam Trainor of agmarket.net. This is Ag Matters PM.
Iowa Soybean Association is driven to deliver for Iowa's 40,000 soybean farmers. We're proud to provide objective agronomic research, a helping hand with soil and water stewardship, and timely industry news powered by the Soybean Checkoff. Learn more at iasoybeans.com.
It's time now for the Ag Matters PM Closing Market Summary, your source for market analysis and settlement prices from the day's trade in Chicago, courtesy of the folks at agmarket.net. Commodity Classic 2025 back on Ag Matters PM, talking right now, as promised, with Sam Trainor on the floor here at agmarket.net. Sam, what did we see come out of those grain markets today?
Nothing good today. Last week we saw a lot of weakness in the grain markets, and that was continued today. No real fresh news out there. Still the tariffs looming large over top of the markets here. It's just been a black cloud here over the last 8 to 10 days, really, and looking for those to be implemented tomorrow. China also retaliating with some tariffs today. Talk about tariffs going in on agricultural goods, obviously that's going to put pressure on the grain markets as we saw today.
And we kind of saw this the last time around when we thought there was going to be tariffs a month ago. It kind of backed off, kind of preparing for that worst case scenario just in case there isn't an 11th hour reprieve.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you mentioned, a month ago, we came in on a Sunday night, tariffs on the table. We were down sharply in the overnight markets about 9:30 Monday morning. Those got reversed, and we ended up going back higher, made a reversal on the day. So if we saw something similar to that tomorrow, where we come in tonight in the overnight trade and we trade the tariffs, we could see us going a little bit lower, but nothing's off the table as far as maybe coming to an agreement or pushing things back another month. I know that there's been rumors of that going around, so we'll just have to wait and see. I know it's tough to judge these markets when we've got this gray cloud over us, like I said, but just gotta stick with our plan and keep moving forward.
I know we talked a little bit before we got on the air here, the fact that people still need to eat, even though agriculture is an easy target for a lot of these countries to retaliate.
Absolutely, yeah. At the end of the day, I mean, we can talk back and forth about these tariffs, but at the end of the day, China's still going to need soybeans. Mexico's still going to need corn. These are the demand's not going anywhere. They just need to work out a situation with these tariffs to where we can come to an agreement, and maybe this all gets turned around with talks of maybe a new trade agreement with China. That there's been rumors of that, so that could maybe give us some support here to bounce off of these lows that we've made here in the last week or so.
All right, so then looking at the livestock side of things, let's start with cattle. Sam, what do we see there?
Cattle took it on the chin today, down about $1 to $2 here today, and it's just kind of been one of those. We made those highs about a month ago, and we pulled off from there, and still trying to kind of find some support here and work our way back higher.
And then on pork, how did they do today?
The hogs kind of stabilized. Yeah, obviously they had a tough end of the week last week with the tariff talks as well. I mean, it's not just corn and beans; it's everything that it's affecting. So, but we did see them recover a little bit here today, and a few of the contracts actually ended up in the green. So that was nice to see.
All right, so if folks want to talk about what their marketing strategy should be and what things they should be thinking about to protect themselves here, especially, and also think about their market plans for 25 crop, what do they need to do to get in touch?
Yeah, well, if you're in Denver for the Commodity Classic, stop by our booth here. Otherwise, you can give us a phone call, 1-800-779-1515, or visit our website at agmarket.net.
All right, Sam, thanks so much for the insight. We'll talk to you again real soon.
Very good. Thanks a lot, Dustin.